Hello everybody and welcome back to CoolKvothe Plays Hearthstone. In this episode we're going to just forge on ahead and continue trying to improve ourselves as far as ranking is concerned. Now, the last one we played, you got to see a little bit of the Priest, a little bit of the Hunter deck, and there was quite a nice little comeback there. Actually, we actually played the Druid last game. I'm not really kind of on the top of my game right now. So this time we're going to do something a little different. As always, we're going to switch it up again, and we're going to go back to the Jiraxxus deck and see how how that can work out. I mean, I think I've only played that one time on camera so far, and it is one of my favorite decks. I just don't play it all that often anymore for some reason or another, and I think I'd like to bring some of it back. So we're going to try it again, and I'm going to see what we can do here to try to make something of this deck and maybe help us move forward and rank with it. I've had some success with this deck at ranks slightly higher than where we're at right now. So my hope is that we actually can make something happen here and use this deck and the Druid deck respectively to kind of forge our way, and possibly the Mage deck to forge our way into the upper tier.
I will fight with honor. Your soul shall be mine.
I actually should not have really re-rolled the Mountain Giant. I'm kind of regretting that now. I'm not really sure why I did that. Just kind of an automatic reflex to re-roll big creatures, but the Mountain Giant's actually good as in the starting hand of this deck because you can draw into like a turn 4 Mountain Giant if you have them. Excuse me. So we're going to have to work with what we have. It's just unfortunate that I just did that. It seems like that would have been, maybe not the best idea in the whole world. So we're going to pull an Ancient Watcher, so we may have to be a little creative here moving forward. We're, of course, going to end our turn right now. But we may have to, try to work within... Alright, you know what? We got a Mountain Giant, so that's going to be really good for us. So this is what we're going to do. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards in our hand. If we life tap, we'll be up to 8. And then we could play the coin, use Mortal Coil, which is going to bring us back up to, I believe, 7. So the next turn we'll have 8 and we'll be able to draw for 9, and then the next turn we'll get 10, which will mean that Mountain Giant will be very, very cheap. Or we can, try to play him 2 turns from now, whichever happens to work. I think that's the 7 is what we want in hand right now, not 8. I always make this mistake and I accidentally overdraw, which is what I really don't want to do. So here we go. He's got another 1/1 out there. I've got, of course, nothing. I guess we're just going to draw. I mean, he can't really do much to me with that card. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so perfect. We have 9. That's what I thought. So 7 to 9. Now next turn, we could definitely summon Mountain Giant. He's going to be like 3 mana. And we'll still have a mana left over if we want to do something with it. I don't know if we'll have a card to use in that circumstance, but we'll have the ability to play Mountain Giant next turn, which means that on turn 4, he'll be dealing with 8, which is pretty tough in any turn, never mind turn 4. So that's about as flawlessly as one can play the Mountain Giant opening, because he didn't really have much in order to play to counter it. And now he's going to be kind of on the ropes here. Right at the beginning of the game to face an 8/8. He has 5 mana to deal with. He may have like an equality or something that he might be able to play, which would be okay. I mean, that's just, that's kind of like the price of doing business, but that's pretty much as good as we can get at this point in the game. And if he tries to attack with those, I can use my Earthen Ring Farseer to just simply buff him back up to life, which would be very annoying to him, I'm sure. So now he's 5/5, he has an 8/8 to deal with. I don't know what he'll end up trying. So he's just going to make a couple taunts and hope that we can't get past his defenses and attack me directly. Which is a fair strategy. I can't fault him too much for it. But I'm not really sure that... I think that we're in a pretty good position regardless. Now, I'm tempted to use a Hellfire here to wipe out like half of his board. I think I might actually do that. that's okay, because if he attacks me next turn and does something with it, what we can do is follow up with the Mountain Giant, which we now are going to be able to play starting next turn.
My
So
eyes are open. Reporting for duty.
And this is the inherent danger of playing against a mountain or a giants deck, is that once you start getting giants out there, you pretty much can continue getting giants out there for most of the game. So I'm tempted with the hand that I've got right now to attempt to kill him with Soulfire.
So many possibilities.
Simply because I'm more likely to not kill Jiraxis, but if I do throw Jiraxis, that'll be very disappointed. I think I'm going to try it anyway, though. And I can accept an Ancient Watcher as a as the price of doing business, and Molten Giant to give him another headache to deal with. So despite everything that's happened so far, he's kept a pretty good handle on the amount of cards that he has in his hand. I was surprised after he summoned like 3 guys in one turn that he didn't start, emptying it. And there's the equality that I was waiting for. Now he has 5 mana to work with. We'll see what he comes up with, and we'll make our decision on what we want to do next based off that. 4-2. Okay. Alright, so I'm okay with that. He didn't attack me, which would have made Molten Giant extremely cheap, which is a little bit surprising. But we're going to do this. We're going to summon another Molten Giant. And we're going to summon Void Walker to protect him a little bit. So now he can't even if he wants to sacrifice 8 of his health to take off half of his life, he can't do that anymore because now he has to go through a taunt. And I think based off the way this deck is going and the way this match is going, that I am going to most likely be forced to use Jiraxis in order to try to win this game if I have a chance of winning at all. He's obviously traded very well with me right now, getting rid of 2 of my giants without too much of a hassle. And now another equality is going to take care of the 3rd one.
Reporting for duty.
Well, say what you will, but he has gotten more mileage out of those 1/1 Silver Hand recruits. So at this point, see, I have... I'm going to draw for another card here because we're going to play Jiraxis shortly anyway. And then we'll play Sylvanas.
I have no time for games.
He's going to limit what he can throw out there. I mean, if he throws out like a Tyrion Ford Ring or something and kills Sylvanas, then I have a chance of stealing it. So at this point, he can attack with both of those, take 5 damage to the chin, and kill Sylvanas, and end up with nothing, which is what I'm kind of hoping he does. I'll get rid of the weapon, but he might just go for me directly here. He is going to do that, I think. So Sylvanas is kind of like a mini taunt to save me a little bit of damage there. Ragnaros is going to hurt him, but as long as we don't die next turn, we should still be okay as far as that's concerned. So now we have 6 and 3, which is going to be perfect in terms of life. So I'm going to destroy Ragnaros, and then I'll summon an Earthen Ring Farseer and heal myself, which means that I'll be back up to 12, putting me a little less in lethal range, and able to play Jiraxis starting next turn if I want to, which will actually give me health back. I'm not sure if I want to pull that yet. We do have still a couple cards to play here.
Reporting for duty.
But it depends on what he throws out, honestly. So he obviously has no trouble at all taking damage to himself in order to wipe out my minions. And he's been doing a fairly good job at juggling that and the life that he's been getting. Alright, so looking at what we have here. It's kind of an interesting situation. I'm thinking we start with Mortal Coil. Because at the very least, that's just going to give me another minion to work with here. And then I think we're going to play
You
Jiraxxus.
face Jiraxxus, Eladar Lord of the Burning Legion!
Ideally, when I play Jiraxxus, I like to have a taunt out there, something like that. But if I summon Leroy, he's going to have 2 whelps. I'd rather not give him minions. And if I summon one of these guys, I'm potentially wasting it on when I can use them on Infernals. So I just decided to pull the trigger and summon Jiraxxus. If he something Tyrion, which is what I was kind of actually hoping that he did. What I can actually do is use Siphon Soul to kill him and still summon a taunt and everything else. So I'm actually in a good position here, despite what it may look like on the board. I'm actually very happy about that. So what we're going to do is we're going to originally Siphon Soul. It's going to give us 3 health back. We're going to play Sun Fury Protector, which is going to make him a taunt. And we're going to attack him. And now next turn I'm thinking we summon another one and do the same exact thing and just make an army of taunts using these, which I've been saving for kind of the end of the game. He's going to have an Ashbringer, which is going to be a pain in the ass, but if he has to keep attacking 6/6s to kill them, then it's going to be kind of annoying for him. That was really annoying. A good combo. I'll give him a lot of credit for it, but definitely still annoying. So we're going to set another Infernal, of course, and we're going to obviously Earthen Ring Farseer. Or well, that wasn't kind of meant to play, but I was going to play him anyway. And then we can Earthen Ring Farseer ourselves.
Eyes are open.
And we're going to attack him directly for 3. So he says another taunt to go through, which kind of just gives him one thing after another that he has to deal with. And unless he has another crazy combo, I can start working my way into a win here. Alright, so that's exactly what I do want to see.
Reporting for duty.
Because that doesn't really help him all that much. He's going to save his Ashbringer. He's going to wait until I don't have any taunts on the board, which unfortunately for him is not going to happen. We're going to start here by summoning another 6/6 Infernal, of course. I'm going to play
I wonder.
I'm going to play Soulfire. I lose Defender of Argus, which is really the worst card that I really didn't want to lose, but it's acceptable in the circumstances here. We're going to take him out with
Of
this guy.
course.
And now I'm going to actually play Pagel because I want to make sure. I really don't want to end it like this because I really am kind of in a position where I wanted to have that taunt. I was actually really stupid. I should have played that before I summoned. So
Reporting for duty.
So he's still in a tough spot here, but that really wasn't what I wanted to do. The last thing I wanted to do was lose my taunt. So he's going to, of course, go after him with the hope that he can kill him next turn. And he probably will be somewhat successful at it. So.
Of course.
So we have lethal on the board here, but I can't quite get to it yet. That's why I'm not playing Leroy. If I had lethal right now, then I would play him and kill him, but I don't have it at the moment. So I'm going to end my turn now. It's really going to hope on whether or not he can not kill that 6/1 taunt on this turn. If he can, then he wins, because, of course, he can attack me directly with his Ashbringer, and I have only myself to blame for the loss because I decided to use Soulfire too quickly. I'm guessing he didn't draw what he needed. he didn't. So there's nothing he can do here. He's just going to try to hold off the inevitable and probably concede. He has no way to win at this point. But that was really bad on my part because we very easily could have lost just based on the fact that I used the wrong card. So that's game. I'm not even gonna worry about this. I'm just gonna. I'll just silence him. I won't even take the risk of accidentally screwing this up. So as you can see, Jiraxis is a pretty powerful finisher, regardless of what the other guy has on his side of the board. If you play him at the right time, you could really make some great things happen with him. Of course, the other side of that coin is you're playing him, and at the most you're getting is 15 health. Even if you have 30 to start, you're going to end up with 15 with Jiraxis. So you have to be careful. He can try to rush you down like that guy did to me. Having the 5/3 Ashbringer trying to do 5 damage every attack, that's pretty devastating. And if I didn't have my taunt minions in my hand, I would not have been able to win there. So that's going to be the only Necromancer run that I think we're going to do, or Jiraxis run we're going to do for now. I think that I'll do one real quick Mage run, and I say quick, but it's probably going to be like 40 minutes at the rate that some of my Mage games have gone. But we're going to try the Mage again and see how that works now that we're kind of about 6 or 7 tiers above what we were the last time we played it. The last time it worked okay. I think that if you play smart, the Mage can be good against pretty much anyone. But
Jaina versus Throne.
But this could easily go very poorly for us based on my experience with this deck. It tends to not be the best. And I'm going to get rid of Archmage Antonidas for now. I've had him win me games before, but at the same time I also feel like sometimes he's a little inconsistent as to whether he's any good. So I don't know if I'm going to keep him in this deck forever. But I do have him in there right now. It feels kind of weird to think about taking a legendary, the class legendary, out of the deck. But this is an occasion where it may actually warrant it. So not the best starting hand in the world. Harvest Golems are going to be good for us, but Polymorph I prefer to save for important moments, and Azure Drake is a 5 mana, which means we can't use him for a little bit. But hopefully we can use the Harvest Golem and a mixture of that and our Fire Blast hero power to kind of hold him off. And Shaman generally aren't rush decks or really quick decks, and I say that knowing full well that I'm going to jinx myself and they're going to have every minion in the world on the board in 2 turns. But in my experience, if I had to be up against any deck right now without much to work with, this is the deck I'd want to be up against. So I'm just going to tick off 1 health, which is not a lot. But, every one counts, and if we end up winning by 1 damage, I'm going to be very happy that I took off that 1 health right now. Okay. So he's gonna go for the feral wolves or whichever. Part of me wants to summon Harvest Golem and just have that be that. There's also a part of me, I think that's what I'm going to end up doing. Part of me wants to just throw out an Arcane Missiles, hope I hit one of these guys twice and then kill him, but I actually may not hit one of them twice, which would be pretty much, it would leave them with 2 minions, and they don't have much to work with next turns anyway, so they just either have to sacrifice one of them, or, attack me with both of them and leave them both with 1 health to kill him, or they have to attack me directly, in which case my Harvest Golem gets off scot-free for a turn. And I'm probably going to be using my Arcane Missiles, both of them next turn, to wipe out his board, so we'll see how it goes. He's still obviously thinking about what he's intending to do here. Rockbiter weapon. An interesting choice. So he's going to leave one of them very, very easy to kill. And we're going to try Arcane Missile, see if we can get one of them here. So that was exactly what I was hoping for. Now, we can either summon a Harvest Golem or use it again and use that to wipe his board. I think Harvest Golem's better. I'd rather have the minion. And probably frustrate him a little bit because he just used cards to kill my last Harvest Golem. Now he has to deal with another one. Although now he does actually have mana to use. Last time he only had the 1 mana and was lucky enough to have a 1 mana card in his hand. And I say lucky enough, but he might have planned it out in advance. It actually wouldn't surprise you that much if he had, but... Okay, so that's not really the greatest of moves. I'm not really that worried about that. I don't like the fact that he got the health totem. I think that's very lucky. But we just got the perfect card to counter it. So, how should we handle this? So, I'm thinking what we do here is we use Arcane Missiles, see if we can get one of these guys with like 1 damage. Okay, so that's pretty much as good as we're gonna expect from that. Okay. I'm actually gonna leave the Flame Tongue Totem. No, you know what? I'm just gonna take it out. I'm gonna do it. It might seem like a waste of a crossbow, but that thing is a pain in the ass. So that's what we're gonna do. Hopefully, in hindsight, we should have really destroyed it first with Frostbolt rather than take the damage. But I'm okay with that overall. He's gonna summon a Gadgets and Auctioneer. I get another one of those, which is pretty much as good as we can expect. But I'm gonna summon an Azure Drake instead to get the draw and just attack him directly and see what he plans to do right now. Now that we are even and I have a 4/4 to match his and a slight monster advantage or creature advantage. He's still got a lot of cards in his deck, so I have to assume that he has cards like Lightning Bolt and things like that, just waiting for the opportune time to use them. There's Lightning Storm, right? So apparently he feels that this is the opportune time. He's going to use another Rock Fighter weapon, interestingly enough. I think he's using it for the draw power at this point on himself. He's going to take the 4 damage to the chin, technically. Okay. Alright, so that's that. I hesitate to do this, but I think I'm going to end up using Frostbolt right now. Take out him as well. And we'll summon another Azure Drake and get the draw. I don't like the way this is going so far, but the way that the 2 turns ended up there, I somehow didn't lose any damage from it, and he ended up, well, very close to lethal. If I hit him with these 2 and the Drake, he's down to 2 health, so I'm counting that right. Yes, I am. So that's actually really good for us, but no guarantee that I survive into that turn. So part of me wants to gamble on this and just kind of go for the throat. It may not be the best idea in the whole world, but I think I'm going to do it anyway. I'm not going to hit him with the fireballs yet. I think that's a bad idea. I am going to summon the water element. And I'm going to summon the Loot Hoarder.
Mind if I roll need?
And hit him
Job's
right
done.
back. So I'm just going to ignore his 4/4 with the concept that I doubt he can kill me next turn. And if he starts to take my minions out, then he, as I said, he's really close to death. Even if these are 6/6s, which is their normal ability, that's still going to be 12 damage, and I only need 3 more to make up for it. So he's at 15 health. He's probably not thinking that he's in, like, definite range of death here. So I'm kind of gambling, as I said before, but
My shield for Argus!
it's a gamble I'm willing to make here. Doomsayer, okay. Okay, so that's acceptable. Alright, so that's not exactly the ideal turn right there, but we can make it work.
What to do? What to do?
I have no time for games.
I'm going to summon Sylvanas. And then I'm going to actually summon Doomsayer too, I think. Because right now we're just kind of stalling. No, I'm not going to summon Doomsayer. I'm just going to hit him for 1. We'll see what he has to do. He's probably going to start to gain control of the board here, but I'm really kind of banking on the ability to just deal enough damage so I can double fireball him. I only need 2 more damage. If I only hadn't used the Frost Bolt, I could definitely lethal him next turn. But I'm not that worried about this taunt minion, and Azure Drake
I wonder.
is 5/2, so not too worried about it in general. He still has to deal with Sylvanas, so if he decides to go heads up on Sylvanas right now, then that's one thing. So he will. That's fine. I'm going to steal one of his minions. It's probably going to be the 2/3 or the... Oh, the health player now is pretty much as lucky as I could be. And that's fine. If he wants to kill him, I'm okay with that. And the Mana Totem comes out. So he's getting good draw power out of this, which is perfectly fine. I'm actually going to, I'm going to Flame Strike. And just wipe his board. So now I have to do 2 more damage to him. We have 2 wiped boards here. And I have 2 fireballs in my hand. So, good advantage if I can pull... Alright, he's going to Ragnaros. That's fine. I'm just going to Polymorph and destroy it next turn, most likely. It's unfortunate that he gets 8 free damage out of it, but... You know, such is life. So I'm gonna polymorph it. I will summon Water Elemental. I literally only have to hit him twice before I can kill him here, and I'm playing it a little close to the chest. That much I will admit. It's possible that a better move here would have been Doomsayer and a single tick of life, but I didn't think of it. Right now I'm kind of banking on a Blood Mage Thalnos. Alright, so that's unfortunate. He seems to be priding himself on making my life annoying. Okay. So... we're gonna do this. I'm gonna summon Doomsayer. I'm gonna Fireball. And I'm gonna Fireball him. So now, he's probably thinking to himself he has to get rid of this, but I have a Pyroblast. The Pyroblast is a very opportune card. Unless he can kill me this turn, and I don't think a Bloodlust can do it unless he has Taunt minions. Then I'm gonna Pyroblast him next turn for the win. That was extremely lucky. Yeah, he can't kill me on this turn. So that's a good game.
Well played.
So I got lucky. There's no question about it. I went for the cheesy win, knowing how close I was to actually killing him with the 2 fireballs in my hand, and went ahead and lost board control and let myself lose board control with the chance of trying to cheese him. It worked out because I was able to actually cheese him at the end there, but if I didn't draw that card, I would have literally been 2 health away from winning. So we got lucky there by pulling the right card at the right time. Had I actually, you know, spent those other turns instead of summoning Doomsayer, you know, ticked 1 life away from him or something like that, I could have pulled it off, and that would have been my better move because I would have been able to play both and then do the last damage on him. But I didn't play it right, and I almost lost because of it. But I'm glad I didn't. You know, it's nice to actually win. We are up to 200 gold, which is nice. And that's going to be it for this episode of Let's Play Hearthstone. Hope you guys had a good time. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And the next time we'll keep going and see if we can climb the ranks further. Have a good one.